Making his way to the cage, Bruno Pelo Loco Casillas.
Strap down your computer monitors, lock up those TVs, make sure your house is earthquake-proof, because here come two big 205-pounders for a light heavyweight affair between Bruno Casillas and Jordan Taylor here at the University of Mixed Martial Arts. I'm Rich Slayton, joined by Larry Landless to call this fight. Coming to the cage right now is Bruno Casillas, about as much of a veteran as you can be as an amateur fighter with 8 fights under his belt.
Yeah, 8 fights, 3-5 record. Coming out of Lompoc, this guy's clinch was a concern. I mean, it seemed like the fights that he did lose was because he was unable to control the clinch. Always coming forward. He's taking shots, but he's always coming forward. He's a very exciting fighter. He likes to throw. We see good things. This guy's going to make the cage rock around.
Bruno's a really tough guy. You know, you mentioned that clinch. Early in his career, a lot of his success was being stronger in the clinch. In his most recent fight here at the U, he went up against the current title contender, Dominic Reyes, and he was beat at his own game. Dominic clinched him up, extremely powerful athlete, and really out-muscled Bruno Casillas. So he says he's been working on that clinch and on that takedown defense. You know, Bruno loves to strike. He does take a lot of shots, kind of keeps that head on the center line, but Bruno will always be throwing back at you.
Yeah, these are the types of fighters that the crowd loves. You know, a guy that's taking shots and still coming forward. He's a big kid. He's pretty tall.
Well, let's see how he does against his opponent, Jordan Taylor.
And his opponent making his way to the cage, Jordan Taylor.
And in the red corner is 21-year-old Jordan Taylor with a record of 3 wins and no losses out of the heavy wrestling gym, Team Quest.
Yeah, Team Quest with Dan Henderson. We got this guy. Jordan is a headhunter. He likes to throw big blows and try and catch somebody. He gets a little too confident and keeps his hands low. And that could be a problem. If he sees a submission, if he sees a choke, sees an armbar, he'll go for it. He's a sub catcher. Yeah, with his wrestling background, if Bruno has a problem with a superior wrestler in a clinch, coming from this guy's background, that might be a problem. He might want to keep the space as opposed to closing the gap with Jordan.
Jordan Taylor does have that wrestling ability from Team Quest, but so far we haven't seen much of it. Jordan's focused mostly on that striking. You see in his 3 wins, 2 of those round 1 knockouts. Both these guys are guys who are confident in their striking, but Jordan Taylor with that headhunting might have an advantage here on the feet. With Bruno, might want to close that distance and use the clinch that he's been working on to close that gap.
Yeah, he looks a little bit taller, a little bit longer. Yeah, this is going to be – I remember this guy from previous fights.
Well, to get this fight started, let's go in the cage with Salvador Arellano.
Our next fight of the evening is brought to you by Bridge Gear Athletics, made by fighters for fighters. Scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter. He comes to this fight with a record of 3 wins and 5 losses. His 3 wins coming by way of knockout. He stands at 6 feet 1 inches tall and weighing in at 202 pounds. Representing Valhalla ETC from Santa Barbara, California, Bruno Pelo Loco Casillas. And his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist. He steps into this fight with a perfect record of 3 wins and no losses. All 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Standing at 6 feet 1 inches tall and weighing officially at 200 pounds, fighting with Team Quest from Los Angeles, California, Jordan Taylor. Man in charge of the action, Michael Bell.
Bruno Casillas in the blue corner, Jordan Taylor in the red corner. 3 3-minute rounds here for these more experienced fighters. This is the University of Mixed Martial Arts. It starts here.
Oh, one didn't want to touch gloves. Oh!
Well, Bruno didn't like that. That's what you get for waving off that glove touch.
Yeah, I might want to reconsider that action next time. Took him right on the nose, and he hasn't recovered yet.
So a little different than we thought here. Bruno was the one to initiate the striking game. Jordan the one to initiate that clinch game.
Yeah, he was very flat. It didn't look like he was, I don't know what he's trying to pull here. I mean, this isn't even a choke. I mean, he's cranking the neck, but, I mean, your hands on the fence, I mean, you definitely got to straighten out. I don't know.
Bruno puts him to sleep.
Wow.
A standing side rear naked choke puts Jordan Taylor to sleep.
Yeah, I don't know what he was trying to do. Yeah, you did. Yes, you did.
Jordan Taylor.
Yes, you did, Jordan.
Does not believe he went out, but unfortunately there is
Coach.
video evidence.
Coach, talk to you guys.
An unbelievably good performance by Bruno Casillas, and that's a way to get back in the win column.
Yeah. Great job by Bruno. Great job by Bruno. I mean, this is the type of, I mean, I've experienced this as a ref where someone is just so adamant about, you know, you really believe you didn't go out. I get it, but I mean, you know, he just, at this point, I wish the coach would have came in and said, hey, you know, you were out. Trust me, you know.
Unfortunately, he didn't see it because he was out.
He was out.
That's what happens.
He was out.
We were talking about what was the angle on that choke, but you know, sometimes we can't feel what the fighter feels, and Bruno felt like he had that thing in.
Yeah, that was interesting. That was interesting to see that replay because the angle at which he was holding it didn't look like it was. You know, I don't understand why didn't Bruno just stand up? I mean, Jordan, why didn't he just stand up?
Well, you know, especially if
the way he was being cranked, he's holding the fence, leaning forward, and he got choked for that. But just stand straight up. Just stand up.
You can see from his reaction, he probably didn't feel like it was that tight. Sometimes if the choke isn't being squeezed heavily, you don't feel that blood is slowly getting cut off. And that's one of the secrets. If you really want to put someone to sleep, put that choke in halfway and let it sit there for a while and slowly constrict. They might not even see it coming, and that's what happened here with Jordan Taylor.
Yeah, he just slipped into nappy time, and Bruno, wow, great. I'm going to have to talk to him backstage and find out how he did that. I might want to add that to my arsenal.
It might have been a palm-to-palm grip, sort of like that Cody McKenzie guillotine, where you're able to turn and push that arm across the carotid artery. But to hear the official decision, let's go into the cage with Salvador Arellano.
The third man in the ring, Mike Bell, brings the fight to a halt 30 seconds into the first round. Your winner by technical submission out of the blue corner, Bruno Pelo Loco Casillas.
I wish they'd show the replay.
Bruno, you came out here tonight and proved that you still got it. How you feeling, buddy?
Pretty good. Feels good to win.
There seemed like there was a little bit of tension before that fight. Did that fuel you?
I just came in, had my game face, and was ready to do what I came to do.
Well, you put on an absolutely dominating performance. Anybody you want to thank tonight?
I just want to thank my coaches and my sparring partners on my gym over there, and everybody who comes to support me.
Beautiful. Best of luck to you in the future.
Go. Thank you.
Your winner by submission in round number 1, Bruno Casillas.